Hello and welcome back to another episode of 12 Monkeys. Today I'll be reacting to Season 1, Episode 4, Atari. I don't know if it's going to be like the Atari game or what, but last episode's title really illustrated what the premise of the episode was about very well. So, who knows, maybe we'll continue with that theme. Um, yeah, last episode, Cassie had very much a Cassandra complex. She knows what's going to happen, but it's also kind of sabotaging how she can currently function in her job because of what she knows is gonna happen down the line. And it's also causing her to make brash decisions, which thankfully people didn't listen to. Um, but it's hurting her credibility, even though she is technically right, um, which is really unfortunate for her. And also, Cole killed the person that she was having a little romance with. So yeah, it's not good. Some stuff I'm sure that will be talked about down the line. Um, I have a question for people who are fans of the 12 Monkeys movie, but more specifically, and there might not be crossover here, so if this doesn't apply to you, I'll try to put in a timestamp so you don't get bored by what I'm saying. But to be specific, not even just 12 Monkeys movie fans, but people who are fans of Terry Gilliam as a director, um, are there any movies of his that you think would also make a good TV show? Like Time Bandits, for instance, is apparently going to get a TV show on Apple Plus. It's been in the works for a while with Taika Waititi. And I know people have had problems with Taika recently because they didn't like Thor Love and Thunder very much. Even though people really liked Ragnarok, but too much humor this time, whatever, and maybe outdated humor with the goats. I'm not like super attached to Marvel stuff, so when I watched it, I was like, oh, it's fun, it's fine. But um, he apparently didn't get along very well with Terry Gilliam, who he had on to kind of like consult with the series, and Gilliam like stormed off the set. He's not very happy with it. I'm personally really excited because I've seen the cast and I would like a fun new fantasy series. But apparently Terry's big problem was that there's not very many little people being used in the show, and he kind of really prided himself on employing those actors to play the dwarves and like presenting them in an interesting, fun, positive light and getting to work with them. And I can see there is one person with dwarfism in it, but if you've seen the movie Time Bandits, there's a lot of them uh, in the movie. When they show up in uh, what's his name's room and kicks off the whole chaos of this like little journey. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure what to think. I'm gonna personally give it a chance and be excited. But do you guys think that works as a series, or do you think that something that's um, a little bit more like a broader concept, like time travel and pandemic, um, that you can kind of like apply to different periods of time, is something that can sustain a TV show, or um, yeah, because like Time Bandits is a little bit more like let's go on some wacky adventures, which could do well episodically. But I was just wondering if there's any other movies that Terry Gilliam directed that people think would be that would be a fun concept for a TV series, like Baron Munchausen and all that. I don't know. It was just a fun little question I wanted to ask you, and if you think that would be worth it or work out well, because I think this series worked out well from what I've seen people say in the comments. Yeah, like for instance, I've seen in the comments people I remember one particular commenter that said that this is the kind of show that should be taught in English classes or media classes. Like, the people who love the show really love it. And I have technically seen it on a lot of lists that listed as like one of the best sci-fi shows or ones that people recommend. So I don't know. Do you think anything else could carry out the same level of success? And aside from Terry Gilliam, do you think that there's any sci-fi movies from recently or back in the day that you think would benefit from having a TV series made out of it that could maybe even improve upon the source material? So I just want to see what anyone thinks, if anyone even bothers to answer that question, but it's a fun little piece of engagement, and I don't know. People have a lot of ideas that I've seen that are pretty cool. So anyway, let's get into Atari.
Cold calls. My bullshitting skills are getting to work out. There's still too many possible sites, and the 12 Monkeys already have Jennifer Goins.
Yeah, thank you for the recap.
She leads them anywhere. It's easy.
Oh.
Look, if you knew what it was like back there.
Just because he has to do it doesn't mean that he just
Then tell me.
thinks it's all okay.
We're an Atari.
Atari? What's that?
It's a game called Go. Game I used to play when I was a little kid. It means you're out of moves.
Oh.
He's got twice our number. Don't underestimate him.
Take Mr. Cole and Mr. Ramsey with you up top.
Does this crew really need to interfere with the
They have
mission?
experience with these people who don't.
Help everyone.
If this facility were to fall,
Just tell her.
What is there to tell?
Come on. Are you gonna tell her about your best friend? The guy who devours blondes for dinner?
Oh my god.
Elena wasn't blonde.
Well, it was a whole different thing, man.
I know.
I don't know if Cassie wants to hear about blondes being
I think you
devoured.
like Cassie, though. She reminds me of you. Always waving her moral compass around.
Their DNA sealed their fate years ago. The world belongs to the immune, to us.
Huh.
200 strong. And I don't feel like sharing.
Oh my god. So, this guy, like, killed children and people that were under quarantine. So, of course, he would want to infiltrate this place and sabotage the whole mission because he thinks the world belongs to the immune, to those who would survive anyway. And he kind of feels this sense of power. So, of course, he wouldn't want the world to be back the way it was, because then he wouldn't be in charge. I'm thinking that's the angle.
For Cole, Cole could use a new friend, couldn't you, Cole? So, be his friend and show him around.
I'll
You
be
don't have
his
to.
friend.
More, you got something better to do? I'll go slow. You just
I can tell she took him leaving very personally.
Cole,
So.
Cole.
Ramsey?
Aw.
Ramsey!
Are you kidding? Can't be serious. Oh god, Cole.
Get out of my way.
is this really what you want?
Move!
You'll never make it! You'll kill one, maybe two, and you'll be dead.
We'll
Ramsey
outnumber
won't die
you.
for nothing.
God. He gives you still a chance
time.
if you do it. Come on.
Come on!
God.
Most likely we'll never see each other again.
Oh, please do not. I don't want them to die.
Goodbye, Mr. Cole.
It's James.
Come on.
Catalina.
No. No. God.
Create an enemy.
Weak.
You already
We're not
That's your own
creating
fault for
anything.
creating an enemy.
Yes, we are.
If you're so big and tough, you can find other ways to get food and stuff without
It's
taking it from
ours,
others.
not theirs. Shame about the
Make you
mate.
strong. It makes you a piece of.
They don't inherit shit.
I heard her.
Oh,
Baby. Oh, what would you do without me, huh? Where are you?
yep, I knew it.
He has to go.
Sir, I'm sure Ramsey would be
Create
fine
an enemy.
leaving on his own, but I know you don't want to just let him leave.
Now, what it takes to survive. And there ain't a lot of us left.
There could be more left, but you killed them. Also, I have to say, for people in such impoverished circumstances, he certainly has very white, lustrous teeth.
It's Monday.
It's good to know the day.
I'm so confused. What?
It's the first day of the rest of your life. Don't worry. It won't be long.
What?
When we had to.
Exactly. Deacon doesn't have to. It's his
Deacon's
excuse.
taking for power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's murdering because he likes him.
Yes.
Man, I gotta get out of here tonight.
Yeah.
We go together, man.
Deacon's gonna try to hunt us down. We should take care of him first.
You want to take on the whole crew? That's suicide, man.
Is this her whole problem? He left her when she had feelings for him, and now she's just a complete head case about him. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that, but I think anybody who's understanding can get what I mean.
This girl has some unresolved issues where you're concerned.
Wah.
Clean water, lights, chocolates on your pillow. Hmm? Got your own little piece of civilization.
You don't really want civilization.
I know. I know.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Ah.
I know.
Ah.
Enough, dear.
You understand that, right? Deacon's just gonna wear you down. You might as well tell him how to get into that place and he'll kill you faster.
No, I can't. I
What?
can't do that.
How can I possibly do that? Tell me.
By
You can help me. You can help me. Just,
getting
there's another entrance.
getting him out of there. You s-
On the south
How
side
far-
of the building. That's a tunnel
freaking else
system.
do you think?
Overgrown. You have to go there. You have to warn them. Ask to speak to Ramsey. He'll believe you. He'll believe you.
She's not good. I don't think she's gonna do that for you. Like, because she's very bent out of shape about you leaving in the middle of the night. Which, yes, I would be understanding about. My feelings would be hurt too. But obviously, his best friend's life was on the line. Like, what else could he have done? And I'm sure because she's one of Deacon's little cronies here, she's not gonna understand that. But seriously, I have a hard time being completely empathetic when it's like there, it's not like she probably didn't even know him for that long. I mean, whatever, God.
What was that so hard?
Are you gonna help him? I don't know why I'm even so mad at her, but for some reason I just am. I only met her last episode and she weirded me out then, and I haven't recovered from it.
He wanted you alive. But, you know, he didn't say that you had to be all shiny and new.
Oh, aren't you a tough guy? Okay, thank you now, and I might actually like you, Max.
What are you doing?
God.
I don't know.
You're... I thought you were actually gonna be a lot more, like...
I just want to kill you myself.
Where's the facility?
This way.
Okay, thank you for making a good decision. I was very touch and go there. Didn't quite get him. And... leave her alone. Leave her alone. Oh! Fucking do it, Max, please. Do it. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
Listen,
Cassie,
you need help.
and maybe Jennifer too at this
I want you
point.
to talk to her.
Who knows?
And I want you to...
Cole. I found it. I found it.
Okay, well, yes, that was a very intense episode. And yes, Atari did have to do with the game, but it was in reference to being out of moves. It is very interesting seeing how, in the beginning of the episode, the first thing I wrote down was that Cassie is unsure of killing still, even though the logical side of her is like, oh, well, the numbers make sense if you kill one to save 7 million. However, it's more than numbers and it's not exactly easy, as Cole said. But he isn't as viscerally upset or has as much pause about killing as she does. And he brings up to Ramsey that him and Cassie have a lot in common because of like them flaunting their moral compass. And I jokingly said he's not wrong because they kind of are a little bit like, oh, don't do that a lot. But they aren't necessarily people I disagree with. Like, I agreed with Ramsey a lot in this episode, and it made sense for them to set that up in the beginning because that is very much what this episode is about, showing that Ramsey only would want to have to resort to harsh treatment towards others if it was absolutely necessary, like true survival need. He would never take pleasure from it, nor would he see the need to overdo it, even in the sense of making an enemy, as opposed to Deacon, who clearly wants power. Like, it's not just about survival. If his whole mission was only about survival and his only goal was survival, he wouldn't be as gleeful as he is. He wouldn't have massacred a quarantine, including children, and say that the world belongs to the immune. That is a cultish behavior, as opposed to somebody who is leading his band into survival and the best life he can give them. It's about his ego and power, that he's the one in control and he's the one making the world as he wants it, even if his excuse is, oh, the world is terrible now and I must do these things to survive. It's absolute BS that he even is trying to spin that narrative. So it was very much about your moral barometer in this episode. So they very cleverly set that up, especially since Cole is a little bit in that kind of gray area or he's not nearly as opposed to harming those who really don't deserve that level of treatment, even if you can understand the reasons. You would be a little bit more apprehensive to do those things. Ramsey definitely would be. Cole is kind of like just sees things as I need to do them, even though he doesn't. He said that it's not easy, but he didn't necessarily need to kill that guy. He did it out of anger because he got stabbed in the shoulder. Which, yes, I can understand that pissing you off and really hurting, but at the same time, shooting him dead is not an equal punishment for that, because that guy was trying to get away. Cole was sitting on top of him after he was robbed. So, and Cole, last episode, shot Cassie's colleague slash lover friend, and he didn't tell her about it. And that guy, even though it's like you have to tie up your loose ends, he certainly didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve to die. And it's just it feels very cold-blooded, even if you understand Cole's reasoning. So, he is kind of the gray in between. Deacon is completely dark side, and Ramsey is the light side, because even though he's willing to do what he needs to do, he's very much on the path of kindness and doing what's right for all. So I really like Ramsey, and I don't think I had a full appreciation for him in the little spots they showed up in past episodes, but I got to know him a lot better this time around, and I really like him, so I'm glad by the end of the episode we didn't have him dead. Because that was really heartbreaking. Max met her last episode. She seemed pretty cuckoo, the way she was neurotically acting, and then into this episode we find out, oh, it's like a scorned lover kind of thing, and then the way she's like jumping around with her emotions. I think part of the reason I was so harsh on her during this reaction was I was just running high on emotions myself from everything that was happening with Ramses, possibly killing the scientists and all that, and I was just getting very high-strung and upset about that, so I was getting a lot more annoyed at her rather than waiting to see what her response would be, but I don't completely take it back, though. Yeah, I look forward to the next episode. Cassie found it! We don't really get to be with her the whole episode, except for a couple minutes in the beginning and a couple minutes at the end. But she found it, and I love to hear the explanation. But we gotta keep moving the story forward from where we left off with Jennifer and the Army of the 12 Monkeys, because we haven't been on that for a couple episodes, and you need to forward that along a bit. So I am excited for the next episode. That will be titled The Night Room. The exact thing that Cassie found. The Night Room is the title of the next episode. But until next time, I'm Madam Arm.